Today is January 9th, 2026. I'm doing a sewer camera inspection on Circle Drive. I've got an access that is made out of cast iron that is located in the laundry area next to the main water shutoff, and the report is as follows. All right, so we have cast iron pipe to get us kicked off. This pipe's going to go down and it's going to take a 90-degree turn. So the material that we're sitting in right now is under the floor of the house, but is underslung in the floor joists underneath of the house. So we'll take this a little bit and then eventually it will kind of dive off and go into the dirt. So you'll see here as it's diving off, this is going to be the transition of us getting into the soil. Still within the house for the moment, but probably getting close to exiting. All right, so now we are probably at the point now where we're getting outside of the house. We should see shortly a transition to terracotta or concrete pipe right there on cue. So typically what we see is cast iron plumbing will be used on the inside of the house, inside the crawl space, things of that nature. And then when we get out into the yard, we'll be moving into the terracotta material, just as you see here. And it looks like this pipe has had a problem in the past. As you can see right here, we're going to transition material. So terracotta is going to go through a rubber boot. We call this a Fernco. And then ahead of us, the white material is PVC pipe. So PVC pipe would illustrate a material that was likely installed sometime after 1980. So a lot of variant in years of opportunity, but definitely had something wrong. Cracks, chips, breaks, maybe the roots from the tree were giving us problems. Now as we make the corner here, this portion of the pipe is going to suffer a little bit, or maybe a lot, depending on what we see here, with improper pitch. So the idea is that we always want to have a continuous downhill run to get out to the curb where the city sewer tap is going to be. If you see places where we have accumulation of sludge and or water, that means that the pipe is angling up, and that basically makes a low spot. In plumbing terms, slang, we call this a belly, and that indicates, a pouch of nasty stuff hanging around inside the sewer. So the issue that we typically have in these areas is that this portion of the pipe does not want to flow very good. So if you think about it, you flush the toilet. The toilet is sitting on top of the pipe, so you have downward movement. You have this big movement of what's the word I'm looking for here? A big point of momentum that's gained, and then at that point we run the pipe downhill to keep that momentum going as fast as possible. So when you have standing water inside the pipe like we just did, that area, very similar to a water slide, is going to cause the materials inside the pipe to slow down. That is going to be a point in which has an opportunity for things to accumulate, toilet paper, poo, things of that nature. And if you're going to have a clog, that's the spot that's going to have it. So that wasn't terribly long in duration, but it was deep, which means that the pipe really dipped pretty severely there for a second because the pipe was almost completely full of water. And we also had some debris. Most of the debris was floating up towards the top, which is uncharacteristic, but nevertheless, not ideal. I'm this kind of paradox where I'm kind of going, well, it's definitely not right. Is it usable? I believe the answer is yes, based on what we just saw there, because this pipe has no evidence that says it's been cleaned out and somebody moved out of here, and that's what we are left with. So my biggest comment, I guess, is that there's opportunities for failure because it's not the way it should be. If you want to limit your liability to its fullest extent, I would tell you that it needs to be fixed. On the other hand, I'm also here to say, sure looks like it would function okay, but not be exactly ideal. So you kind of figure out where you lay in that. My job is to limit liability. Is it a liability? Absolutely. It is not the way it's supposed to be. If you want to live in that world, then the answer is a repair is needed. If you're willing to work with the system, be mindful about what goes down the drain, things of that nature, I think that there is an opportunity to have success in the current format. All right, so here we are, 76 feet. This is the tie-in between the city and the homeowner maintained side. That is the city sewer tap just ahead of us. So that's the end for us. I mean, the headliner here is that area that we just kind of got done talking about, the area of improper pitch. And a lot of times that happens because of maybe some improper backfill. You dig a hole, you place a pipe inside of it, but maybe you overdug that hole a little bit. And so the ground where the pipe is laying is kind of soft and sandy. And then when you pile a bunch of dirt back on top of it, the weight of that dirt pushes the pipe back down and causes that to settle. Now that of course doesn't look like something that happened here recently. It's probably been like that for a long time. That's why I'm in the thought process that it can be successful. But again, if you're trying to maximize your limit of liability, knowing that this could potentially be a rental where you can't control what goes down the drain, there is some opportunities that this could give you some troubles. So pick where you lay in that, because this is kind of a forked road where you could definitely be successful or you could definitely have some troubles. Talked with a plumber. Plumber's going to reassure you that he would love to fix the problem, I'm sure. So I'm in the middle ground where I think you could go either way here. This was Nick.